Are you hearing me? Right, welcome everybody. I just went into the room there to see if my mute was on. If you give me 2 seconds, Tam still isn't here. This room is about to go up. I'm just going to find out why my phone isn't charging. Hang on a second. Right, I'm back. I've just realised why it isn't charging. I've got it plugged into an extension socket, and I had switched that off at the mains to plug something else in the other day. I never got to plug it back in. Anyway, what time is it? Because I don't have a watch. My watch is in getting repaired. I need to tab out. It's gone past noon and no sign of Tam. Speak of the devil, he's arrived. So this is a round 1 match in the 2023/2024 Virtual 10 Ball World Championship. The 2 of them are in the room. They're probably lagging off, and we'll get in eventually once the lag's complete. Race to 17, and Irossy has won the lag, and he's going to break. So needless to say, Tam doesn't play 10 ball. Irossy, I thought he was more of a snooker player, although I've never really watched him play either. So this could go anyway. Again, a quick reminder, this is not the first match today, unless there's something else appeared on the 10 ball bracket for today. My intention is to do this match and then to get the rest of my steak pie, which is in the oven right now warming up, and I will be back late on tonight, my time, 11 PM. You've got to join us to see this final in the 3 cushion World Championships between Acero from Japan and Chiku from somewhere in South America. Again, I think I can't remember where it is. Is it Chile? He's from that direction anyway, and he's the hot favourite to win this event. Now, the only man that's left that can possibly do the double, bearing in mind, of course, Albinario is gone, is Acero. Acero having won the recent Straight Pool World Championship. This is his next tournament after it, and he still, in theory, has a chance of doing the double back-to-back World Championships. It's going to be a tall order. Good afternoon to Cobra. So he's going to have his work cut out against Chiku. Race to 40, I'm guessing at maximum it would take 90 minutes to get this final done with tonight. but we'll see. So at the moment we're still messing about in this first rack. Opportunities have come and gone either way. Tam had ball in hand, now Irossy's got ball in hand. Now where's Irossy from? Let's have a look. Well, according to that, he's from China. Quick look at the 7 ball. 7 ball does go. He's a bit straight in this 6 ball though, that's the problem. He just pinched it into the left side of the pocket. That was well played. That 6 ball just went into the left side of the pocket just to create the angle to get across. So this is a big test. Getting good on the 9 ball. Looks easy, doesn't it? Avoided a scratch in the side. And now he has to avoid the scratch in the right side pocket this time. Unless he fancies going another route for this. And the big stun has avoided a scratch. And it'll be first blood to Irossy. I think that was the 3 ball that went. And I think he can see enough of the 1 ball to pot it, but I think the best thing to do here would be to cut this in and go back across the table twice. In fact, I think he almost got there. I think he pretty much did, but he missed the pot. Tam's, sorry, not Tam, Irossy's a bit straight in this 1. Welcome to Spud Boy. Now this is the first time that Spud Boy's been in the stream in the last couple of days, but even though we might not have that many viewers on at this time of day, I want to publicly thank Spud Boy for his donation. He somehow found out how to get my PayPal Me account, and it's very much appreciated, and it's good that at least somebody gets some enjoyment or something out of these live streams. But that also prompted me to in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, and it does work because I had to test it. I had to test it the other day, nobody else did. I tested it last night, I did a quick scan with my phone, and it does work. It does take you to my PayPal Me account. Oh, well, Tam's got to get them in. He can't be giving away too many opportunities. Yeah, on that there's that greeny blue donut again. And already this is getting pretty sloppy. I think both of these guys are going down the route of, if the ball's there and you see it, and you think it's got a pocket, they're having a go at it. Yeah, there needs to be a little bit more thought involved with some of these shots. So this should be straightforward enough though. Just a little dink in the 4 and hold an angle to come out behind the back of that 9. And that looks reasonable enough. You just got to get out around it, behind it to get down here for the 6. And he's caught the 9, and that was the one thing he didn't want to do, but he's still got a pot. Problem is it's more difficult to really control the cue ball, and again he's going to have to get up the table and avoid traffic to leave something decent in this 7. And he scratched. So it's really untidy so far, and we're only into rack 2. Well, this has got to be dead weight, unless he wants to get right around and out into the table again. And this is sloppy stuff here. And the one thing you don't want to do is start losing racks because of your own sloppiness. And this is what's happening to Tam here, because Irossy's not played out of his skin in the first rack and a half. And there's racks drifting away here for no reason whatsoever. So 2-0 to Irossy. And I think the sooner that Tam realises that he can be in this match if he wants to, the better. Well, let's hope they do, because certainly I don't imagine, I mean, I know for a fact that there's a very odd occasion Tam might play 9-ball. I don't think I've ever seen him play 10-ball, not that that should make a great deal of difference. And as for Rossi, I have no clue what he's about. Yes, you're correct, Paul. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are in the world. It is formerly known as Tornado Tam. No, we've already had a match. That's on my YouTube channel. I can't remember who the hell was playing because my memory doesn't go back that far. It was at least 2 days ago and I've totally forgotten who was playing. No, my mind is a blank. But yes, I have live streamed a match already. Somebody's going to remember who the hell it was that was playing. For the life of me, I have no clue who it was I watched and live streamed from 2 days ago. Oh, that's really sad. It's so sad I can't remember. If somebody says one of the players, oh, Slim and who the hell was it? Oh, that's right, Slim and Tommy. Yeah, that was the match. Yeah, they were the first 2 players to get off and running. Now this could billiard in off the 6 here, this 5-ball. I don't think he's got enough to pot it, but no. And then again, I don't know whether he even thought about playing that shot. Well, again, there's a chance to go 2 rails to get behind that 7 and 8 there. Again, Tam goes all out for the double. You know, the thing is, you can't. I keep going on about it. You're not going to win this tournament by being one-dimensional. Most certainly not. And you know, look at the opportunities that Tam's getting. So here is a little gentle roll down the table here for this 5-ball into the corner or into the side, whatever he can be comfortable with. And now this just needs, let's have a look, what's he got? See, he's a bit straight. He could really thump this and try and pinch an angle. But he's got too much top on it. Although he's left the cut. And this cue ball is going to be tracking up table. And that's a better one as long as he doesn't scratch. Disaster. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, out of these first 3 racks, I'm pretty certain Tam could have won all of them. And he's going to come out with nothing. So 3-0 to Irossy. I think we might struggle to see somebody actually run a rack here. So Tam's break in rack number 4. The 3 ball is gone. The 1 ball I think is too far past the side pocket to cut in, I think. Plus the fact you can't see most of it, I don't think either. And that's not going to cut it. I mean, it's got cover. I thought he would have been trying to run that way up the table. I mean, that'll do. At least he's not left a pot on. But when you look at where the 5 ball is up top, I mean, it's totally dead in the water. Stuck behind the 9 ball, so there's a wee bit of clever tactics maybe needed here. This is going to be dangerous, I'll tell you why, because the chances are he might be bumping that 5 and 9, and that again is just crazy. You know, he's going all out, and what he's done is he's opened up the sort of safety net there by breaking that, was it the 5 and 9 ball, and now he's not only done that, he's left a pot on the 2 ball, so Tam needs to work on his strategy a bit here, because that was not the shot to play, considering that you were going to break them out. Okay, if you get the bank, that's fine. You've got to be good enough though to back it up. So this is going to take some of this 8 ball here. Now, if he runs forward, he might get away with playing it up top. That's better. Well, vertical liquid. Here's a thing. I don't like doing a lot of movement in the camera, for the simple reason that it annoys me when I'm watching somebody else streaming, doing a lot of unnecessary movement. What I tend to do is to, you know, from time to time get an angle of a shot and stuff like that. But close-ups, well, close-ups will come in terms of seeing whether a ball will pass another ball. But you know, if you watch a TV broadcast, they don't fiddle about with the cameras a great deal either. And if put it another way, if Steve put in my camera options that I suggested and have suggested to him for a long while, it would be a lot better. I'll grant you that. But close-ups in VP4 are only necessary when you're looking at a tight couple of balls to see whether one passes the other. And it depends what game you're watching as well. You know, if if you're watching a straight pull match, there is a lot of camera movement because I spend my time looking to see if there's shots set up. But I don't like to fiddle around too much. I mean, I can do that for the top-down view like that, or the higher angle view, which will annoy some people. But other than that, the rest of it is all moving a donut and twitching about with the camera. This is the default down table view that you have in the camera options in VP4. This view here. Well, it's bad and it's getting worse, Spud Boy. It's 4-0, and he's got to common sense has got to prevail at some point. He's not going to win with all-out attack. You've got to bring more than that to the table. You know, you've got to get the strategy working. Use your head. There's not really been a great deal of evidence of controlled shots here. Let's be honest. I mean, there's not going to be much control over this simply because the two's nailed to the bottom rail. And that, so here's an opportunity for Tam to push that 2 and bump into the 6 and have Irossy in trouble. And he didn't do it. You know, okay, he's done it the other way, but it's an easy enough kick. Now, if he hits the back of this, he could scratch. He's avoided that. He hasn't called safety, so that'll be a miscall. And he's not going to do it, or is he? Does he understand that? I'm getting involved. And that just proves to you that Irossy doesn't play this game. And the other thing with him having a Chinese flag, the question is whether he actually understands anything. Bear in mind my typing's a bit dodgy looking. Words are all joined together. It's whether he's going to take in that sort of information. So he fluked that 2 ball and he continued playing. And the only thing Irossy has to thank himself for, he wasn't playing stub. Now again, the golden rule with 10 ball is if you're kicking at a ball, make it a habit of calling a pocket. Or, you know, call a safety or whatever, but make sure you call something. Because you never know. Now, Tam should be in trouble here. Yeah, I don't like the fact. See, that's going to come up as a missed call because he called it into the side, and hopefully Irossy learns that. I just don't like the fact that we have no acknowledgement from him whatsoever. That's what I meant to check as well. Now here's Tam's first chance to get on the board. Am I tabbed into the bracket? No, I'm not. Let me just... oh, that's the wrong thing. Hang on. Let me do that. Oh dear. Well, it ain't going to happen for you, Tam. / show banners. That was as good a chance as anything just to get one on the board. I'm looking to see whether, see there it is, you know, the instructions are there and the information is there on the tournament page. Note this is a call shot game. So, again, if you're on the external browser, that's the other thing. If you're on the external browser in VP4, there's an option down the bottom of the screen to change the language. Steve's got that installed where you can actually change the language. I don't know whether it changes the language of this sort of text or whether it just changes the language in certain parts of the browser, but Irossy should have read that, or at least copied it and pasted it into Translate and worked that out for himself. Well, this is going to end up a complete and total bloodbath if Tam does not pull his finger out. Yeah, well, I'm tabbing out for a reason, though, aren't I? I'm tabbing out to see what it says on the tourney page. Welcome to Wit. Welcome to Mark. My steak pie's in the oven for the other half of it. And that's where I'll be heading as soon as this is over. It's definitely safe to say that none of these players are going to survive long in this tournament. That miscalled call that wasn't. He does understand rules, just doesn't care. Well, you say that missed call shot that wasn't. Well, first of all, he played a kick and he fluked the two, and he didn't miscall it. So it was a miscall. He just didn't do it. So you know, right. Well, I'll bear that in mind. What you've said there. Well, of course, the other thing is we've got it in video evidence here. I don't like the fact that I didn't get any acknowledgement from him. It's never a good sign when you don't get acknowledgement. Okay, you could say there's a language problem, but I don't think he's that naive not to realise that every type of game's got different type of rules. He'd be a bit of a mug if he didn't understand that principle. And he's going to feel well gutted if he keeps doing it and he's up like 8 or 9-0 and he keeps doing that if he gets a fluke and he doesn't respond to it. Well, that's now. I'm just going to tab out again just to annoy people, because now that I've got the bracket up or the tourney up, I can have a look. No, we'll still only get the other match that's set there, and that's not until 2024. So that's a long way away. That's a round 2 match because I think both those players get a bye. Now again, Tam's going to have to spin this if he's going to kick it. He's got loads of room to do it. So he should be hitting this no problem. It's just a question of whether he can hit it full enough and he doesn't run the 1 into the 8 and the 6. The chances are it's going to head that direction. But he's got to spin this up. Yeah, he didn't get into it enough. Got to get a lot more spin into that. No, it's not a miscall. Well, here's the easy way to explain it, Dwight. As far as 10 ball goes, it's like 9 ball on the break, if you know what I mean. If a ball goes in, you're at the table. It's not a miscall. I mean, every other shot thereafter it is in theory a called shot, but in terms of the break, it's just break them open, and if something goes in, then you stay at the table and play your game. So meanwhile, Tam at the table, and again he's trying acrobatics here. When there's good opportunities to get safe, he's calling the 3, I think, just to be on the safe side, and that's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought he was going to do something crazy, but he did the sensible thing. He played the safety and just called the 3 just in case he ran into it, because he was heading that direction. Now, he could do something crazy here, Tam, but it's a big risk if he's trying to run the table. He could bump the 6 and 8 here, and then you've got to hope you get lucky on the 3, and he done the sensible thing, because I don't think that 6 ball's really going anywhere. But it is an opportunity for Tam to put Irossy in trouble, which he should be doing. Now, there's not a great angle there, but I think he can spin this cue ball and try and get a bump. Well, it's worked out, but again, he's in one of these no man's land shots. Cue ball could go anywhere here. But if he can pull this 6 ball off and have a shot in this, oh, he's going to scratch as well. Well, there you go. It's all down the pan. It's going to be 7-0. And like I say, Tam could have at least 4 of them, if not more. So 7-0 to Irossy. So at least 3, if not 4 balls have gone in there. The 1, the 3 and the 9 have gone. Shot in the 2 into the side. Back up the table. Needs to check this a wee bit. Well, that's just running loose. Again, he's got lucky that he's got a shot, but again, it wasn't a controlled shot. He needed to check that to keep the line better on the cue ball. Wrong side of the 4. And He's missing basic pots into the side pocket. Thinking about the cue ball there. Now, no rail hit, so Tam's got ball in hand if he's paying attention here. And he's trying to run for safety here. He's not paying attention. He's not paying attention. Now, if that was Tam, he's as much to blame himself there for not actually looking at the HUD. Well, I don't know what Irossy's getting at, because the foul was made by himself. He didn't hit a rail. There was nothing Tam did that was a foul. Well, that's exactly what Shooter's Pool has, vertical liquid. Shooter's Pool has that implemented. You get a little arrow above the pocket that it thinks you're wanting to pot the ball into. You can manually override that in the game, but most of the time it works perfectly okay. So it's now 8-0. Now Tam, remember, he had ball in hand and he didn't pay attention and he didn't realise it, and now he finds himself 8-0 down. So not only is he not using any great strategy here and not taking his time, then he's not taking opportunities when they're handed to him in a plate. He only had 3 balls to pot and he would have been on the board. Now, I don't know what the hell Irossy's on about. I don't know whether it's related to that incident. Well, suddenly he does understand English, doesn't he? Right, so he's trying to tell him that it was a foul. If I can spell attention. Well, it does matter a hill of beans, Tam. You're 8-0 down. And as far as I'm concerned, if he applied himself a lot better, he could get right back into this match. because it ain't exactly as if Irossy's playing brilliant. Tam just needs to get his act together and not do stuff like that. Again, he's concentrating on getting in the 7th. Please don't make some hate between us. Oh, I don't know what the hell he's on about now. I'm just explaining what I'm seeing. The thing that's pissing me off a bit is that now he is responding, and he wasn't responding when he was told that that was a missed call earlier on. That's beginning to annoy me a bit. Watch the cue ball. Well, I daren't say anything here because goodness knows what could happen. You know, again, he's not playing with any semblance of confidence of getting on that 10 ball. You know, he's got a pot, but this is not where he should have been. And at last, he's on the board. But he's tell you something, he makes hard work of it. Brake looks dry. It's dry but safe. So like in 9 ball, you can push out. And he's pushed it back. So Irossy, that's pretty good because there's not much Tam can do with that. He could call the bank. I think the bank's on. Back into this corner pocket. The interesting thing is whether Irossy is going to play the bank. And this time he is going to call it. Or did he call it? I never saw what pocket he called that in there. Do you thin cut it into the corner? Yes, you could. Now, it might be the obvious thing. Because he plays a lot of snooker and doesn't play any of this game at all, I don't think. I wonder if he knows how to miss call. Well, here's another example. Let's see if he does it this time. Because if he doesn't do it this time, I'm going to get really annoyed. See, that is another missed call that he's avoided. Wish I could bloody type. This is not your business. I'm making it my fucking business, pal. That's twice he's done it. I'm just tabbing out for a second. In fact, it won't matter if I tab out because Google Translate doesn't work when you paste it into VP4. If you try to paste any Chinese symbols, nothing like that works in VP4. Right, let's try and make the typing understandable. He's going to start to give me abuse pretty soon. No response to that one, so I have to use my own interpretation and say no, he hasn't got a clue. But he's already been told at least twice how to miscall. Now remember as well, with these new rules that Steve's implemented, if anybody combos the 10 during the game prior to the end sequence of potting the 10 ball, then the 10 ball will come back up. The 10 ball always has to be the last ball potted now. It's not like 9 ball in that sense where you can combo the 9 at any point and win the rack. Let's have a quick drink. Do you know who are playing this? Do you know who are playing this game? Yes or no? I do, and I know that one of them doesn't know the rules of 10 ball. Oh, he's picked the wrong person to try and have an argument with. This is where his English understanding goes out the window when you ask him a straightforward question for a straightforward yes or no answer. The guy's maybe embarrassed a wee bit that he hasn't understood the rules, and he doesn't want to just come straight out and say, you know something, you're right, I didn't know that, now I do, let's go on with it. You know, that's problem solved. And then when it happens again, he presses Control M and everybody's happy. You know, we all understand the rules and we're playing the game the way it should be played. But you know what Steve's going to be like? Steve's going to be diplomatic. But how far does diplomacy go when you've already told the guy twice or 3 times, and already we've had 2 non-miscalled shots, which should have been miscalled? Now, Am I being nitpicky, or am I just... no, I don't know really. Well, at least he's admitted that. Yeah, how nitpicky do I want to be? Do I just want to see the games played in the proper fashion, i.e. you follow the bloody rules of the game and everybody's happy? Or you piss about uh, not absorbing information that's given to you? But anyway, if you told me earlier I would... well, if you'd read the... Oh, I'll tell you, that's just pissing me off. If you'd read the bloody tournament page, you would have realised that. Well, you see, if that was me, and I was aware of the fact that Irossy's not fully 100% on what's called shot and what isn't, that's the first thing I'd be telling before I hit a ball, and get his understanding that it's that it has to be called shot and you have to miscall any flukes. That's the first thing I'd be doing. Oh dear, again Tam just being ultra careful to try and hold for that 7 ball, and he's not getting the other ball into the hole. That's the first priority. And this is another rack that's going to leak away here. Yeah. Well, at least you didn't put your foot in it, Spud Boy. you, you didn't spectate or curse him, he already cursed himself. So it now goes to 9-3. But, you know, Tam is not out of this. He's not out of it by far. You know, he could easily get himself back in this. But what he has to do is pot some balls. It sounds obvious, but he has to pot 1 or 2 in a row and not miss them and leave them hanging over the pockets. He has to do the basics. So Irossy's break has come up dry. Tam's got a 1-3 combo that he's probably going to take. He needs to play this nice and gentle just to get that. Oh, he's played the billiard instead, and that's not worked. So here's an example of a 1-9 combo. I think Tam should have played the combo straight rather than to try and play the billiard. The reason I say that is because there was no control really over the cue ball when you're playing the billiard. The cue ball's leaking up behind that 8 ball. Now Tam can just spin this cue ball out behind the 6. Doesn't look as if he's doing it though. Well, that's probably not too bad because I don't think he can lock him behind the 4. But he can lock him the other way. There's the room in the gap there. Well, this is a big pocket down here where the 3-ball is, because you can actually probably catch the rail and still catch the 3-ball, and this will go in, this 2-ball. No, I don't think. Now, it would have been interesting if that 3-ball had been in there, wouldn't it? Now, is he trying a thin billiard here? He's got to avoid the 8-ball. Oh, he's played the billiard onto the 8 instead. That works. How's the 2-ball though? It needs to come out. It needs to come out. That'll do it. So, this is simple and straightforward. You're running forward and you're coming across for the 5, but you must have an angle in the 5, or if preferably dead straight, just so that you can come back a foot or so for the 6-ball. So let's see if he's... oh, what am I thinking about? I forgot about the 4. My bad. My bad this time. Again, there's pots going amiss here. Again, you know, this is an easy safety. Just push this up towards the 10 and 6. Bring the cue ball back behind the 7. He hasn't hit it though. He had to get it with the cue ball tracking further into the middle of the table. Now you can just bump this 5 past the 10 on the right side and try and use that 6-ball. Again, Tam just thinks that the best form of defence is attack, and I don't think that's working. He's going all out for the bank, and he's just teeing up an opportunity for Irossy to get another rack in front. Again, that wasn't the shot. He had to play the safety. He could easily cut the 5 past the right side of that 10 ball, send the cue ball over to the left behind the 6, and probably have Irossy in trouble, as he's just giving him free goes each time by taking on stuff that he probably really shouldn't be. I mean, you've got to, first of all, you've got to try and get back into the match. An all-out attack isn't going to work. Bearing in mind the factors that can affect that, the fact that he doesn't play the 9-foot table very much, he doesn't play 10-ball very much at all, and he's more used to the 10-footer and Cowboy than he is any other games in VP4. You've got to measure your aggression with half-decent strategy to just try and stay in the match. And this is another one that's going. Well, I suppose, even though he's about to go to double figures, I suppose it'd be worth just annoying people and tabbing out to the bracket to see who Rossy's lined up to play when he comes through this. Well, he's lined up to play Bullabog, and I haven't a clue whether he knows the rules of the game either, and I don't think I've ever seen him play, so he could probably get away with blue murder in that match. So, but sooner or later he's going to bump into a lot of trouble, and he won't get things quite as comfortable as what he's getting right now. It's now 10-3. Now you stun across, he's played that well. So this is join the dots. The only concern is the 6-ball. Even though it's got room to go past the 7, you've got to be really good on this 6-ball to make it comfortable. And again, he's just playing to get lucky. And maybe he has got a bit lucky. He can call the 7. What the hell is he doing here? Well, he's called the 7. And he doesn't want to hit this 7 full on. It's just going to come off the rail. And it's gone in. 6 has followed it, which is handy. Well, all you have to do is pot the 8 and let the cue ball run. That's all you have to do. You've got to let it run. I mean, this is nowhere. I mean, anywhere in the bottom end of the table here, he's got a fairly straightish in pot in the 9. Now he's having to dig out a cut into the side, hold the cue ball, and not scratch like that. I mean, that's just really careless. You know, the cut into the side with the 8 ball, you just let the cue ball run out and get up high enough. You know, there's an easy rack there for Tam after playing the combo, and he's just gifted another one. A full basket load of gifts here for Irossy to win racks. I mean, I'm going to be critical when, you know, criticism is due, and it's well due with the way Tam's going on here. He's a far better, I mean, he's got more sense than that to be doing some of the stuff he's doing. Just let the cue ball run out. You've got a pot, not a problem. Because the one thing is about understanding your limitations when you're on this table. And if it's about moving the cue ball, then just let it move into an open space where you've got a straightforward enough shot in the 9 ball. Cue ball's gone south again. 3 ball didn't go in. So the one problem is the 9 ball, which does go into the side, but you've got to be really good on it to drop it into the side. And you'd need to be nailed to the rail above the 9 ball as we look if you're going to pot it into the bottom corner, because any other angle on it you're going to scratch into the side. So Tam might still get a bite at the cherry here in this rack. And don't think I won't rip into him the next time I see him playing cowboy. I will rip into him, because this has been bloody terrible, what he's done so far. Well, is Irossy going to be crazy here and try and chip the 9 and still get lucky in the 8? Or is he just going to go up and try and get an angle in the 8 to get onto the 9? Well, there is a path to spin this cue ball behind the 10, go top rail, long rail, bottom rail, and long rail to get behind the 9 into the top left hand corner pocket. The path is there to do it. In fact, he's gone to a much better line, and that's perfect. So either a little stop shot or just let it roll through. Well, I'll be glad when this is over. I'm sure anybody that's still watching it will be glad as well. But it has not been impressive. So, big deficit. 10 ball has gone in. It comes up. Tam stays at the table. Well, lots of traffic to interfere with this cue ball if you're trying to run it. Well, this is where you duck for cover. It's a bit tricky though, because he's had a complete blast again. I think Tam's resigned himself to get out of this as quick as he can. Now there is a line here to finish to the left and above the 6 ball to have a shot in that 5. It's all about the pace. And he's checked it up to hold it the other side. That's pretty good. But the mistake has been made. Well, Tam's got a very tight cut into the side. And it goes. Now again, with this shot, all you do is let the cue ball run out. Cut the 6 into the side, let it run to the bottom rail, come back out, and again he's missing basic pots. And there's just no excuse for that. None whatsoever. And he's going to be hooked here. Well, call the 6 ball into the bottom right hand corner pocket. Give it a blast. Cue ball's going to head in though. Well, this seems to have been a pattern all the way through this match with how racks have just leaked away from Tam. Irossy coming to the table, ball in hand from a scratch or whatever, and not really a difficult table to run out, just got to get high enough above the 8 ball. Anything but straight though. So this needs to go through, or a big stunt, one of the two. Get the cue ball out far enough. So he's played the big stunt, almost overdone it. But now it's just a roll through. I don't think he's straight, he's perfect as far as angle goes. Just a roll through, let it run up the table. And it's now a 10 rack deficit, and this is well beyond the point of no return. I think Irossy's break was dry. Try to dead weight it into the side. Just get the legs. That's going nowhere. So cue ball's going to come off the bottom rail. Needs to slow up. Oh, that was well done. Now he needs to come out of there clean. He needs to miss the 9 and the 10. But that wasn't the shot. He needed to come back the way into the table off that. He needed to dig down in the cue ball just to nip back out across to the right for that 5 ball into the side. See, this is a bit of sort of just pot things, let the cue ball run and see if you can get there. And you think the inevitable is going to happen at some point. In fact, can he get enough of that 6 ball to actually pot it? I don't think that is on. I don't think he can get there. So you send the 6 ball up towards the 10 and the 9. Hit that far too hard. Might get lucky though. He has done. Well, a bit of good fortune. Well, it was 12 units started. Now, Irossy didn't call that into the side. So that's a miscall. I didn't see him call that. Did he call that 6 into the side? Or am I wrong this time? Well, anybody watching will correct me if I was wrong that time. Did I miss the fact that he called to kick the 6 into the side? I don't think I did. I give up. Well, am I right, Cobra? He didn't call that 6 into the side. Yeah, Tam's had enough. So, the main thing that anybody else who's going to play this guy is, well, deal with it right at the beginning of the match. But the fact is that even though he was told Control M 3 times, he's at least fluked 3 times in the match, and not once did he Control M and miscall the shot. So I think he's left the building, has he? No, he's not. He's still there. So right, anyway, he knows the rules. Well, if that, put it this way, if that was me playing him, we wouldn't still be playing, because he wouldn't be doing that. He'd do that once to me, and that'd be once too many, and he'd be told. And if he kept doing it, then we wouldn't still be playing. Neither we would. Anyway, that's it, folks. Now, before we go, just remember, if you've got no work tomorrow, you want to be there to catch the final of the Three Cushion World Championships. We'll have a look at that. We know who's playing. We've got Chiku against Cerro at 11 o'clock tonight. It won't take that long, so you won't be into your bed that late. Even I'm going to stay up and bloody watch it. So it's going to be well worth a watch, that match. So yeah, I mean, there's been ignorant of the rules. Now, ignorance is fine, but if you're told 3 times and you're asked if you understand how to miscall and you continue to ignore it, then, it should be dealt with in one way or the other. But like I say, Steve will be diplomatic. But we've all seen it. It's all on tape, as they say. He's been told during the match. He didn't give confirmation at the start when I questioned him the first time round, and then he said to Tam about that if he was told, then he would have done it. Well, he was told, and he still didn't do it. So, what excuse has he got to defend himself? Other than Tam was the architect in his own downfall there because he played bloody horrible. Well, there's not any real drama. It's just the fact that Irossy has entered a tournament where he doesn't understand the proper rules, or if he does, he's flagrantly abusing them. Well, if this was me running the tournament, you know what I'm like. If I've told somebody a rule and that they have to abide by it and haven't done it, I would have booted him out the door. I wouldn't have hesitated. He would have been gone. And so, good luck to Bullabog when he plays him. I hope does Bullabog speak decent English? Where's Bullabog from? So somebody needs to have a word with Bullabog if he's going to be playing him, as to whether he's quite happy with. Well, see, the thing is, I could be fine with that if I played the game and I was in that match and I got 1 or 2 flukes and I just did what he was doing. If I did what he was doing, then as Bullabog from the Philippines, well, in that case, Paul, are you Bullabog? You got 2 bloody profiles. Well, if I was you, then I would just not miscall any flukes. And if you're playing him, and we've seen what he's done today, if you start doing it against him and he starts complaining, then just ignore him and just carry on. And good luck. That's all I'll say, because you'll probably be playing at a time that I won't be there to see it. But let's have a look at the bracket, because it'd be interesting to see if he's ever going to land up against Stubb. That'll be hilarious. Let's have a quick look. That'll be worth watching. Let's have a look and see where we are. So, we've got that round 2 match set up. Where the hell's Stubb in this? Is he down the bottom? Stubb's down there. He's got a bye to round 2 with Jose, so it'll be a long way away before they 2 could meet each other. But I don't think Rossy's got any defence that he doesn't understand English enough, and he doesn't understand the rules. In fact, the fact that 1 or 2 of the other guys said, I can't remember who said it, but when he's playing 8-ball, he's doing something similar. He's ignoring the control M, and he's not miscalling flukes. If that was me, I'd stay well away from him. Well, I just wouldn't play somebody like that. I would just avoid them. So, anyway, we will see you later, guys. I'm off to get my, what can we call this, lunch? What time is it? And then I'll be back later on tonight for the big match, the big final. So, until then, thanks for your company. We will bid you good